ಈಗ ನಾನು 11:30 ಹೊರಟಿದ್ದೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಅಷ್ಟರೊಳಗೆ ಮುಗಿಸು ಸಾಕಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಲೆಟರ್ ಬೇಕಾ ಅದೇನೇನೋ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾ ಬರೋದಂತ ತುಂಬ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೆ ಈಗ ಇದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮುಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯುಜಿ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಪಿ ಜಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಾಳೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅದರಿಂದ ಹಾಫ್ ಡೇ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿರೋದು ನೆನ್ನೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಬದಲಾಯಿತು ಈಗಲೇ ಸಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಸೊ ಅದು ನಾವು ನಾಳೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ಅವರೇ ಮಾತಿನ ತಮಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೊಂದು ಮಾತಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಇರ್ಲಿ ಸರ್, ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಯಾರು ಹೆಂಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗಿ ಸೀಟು ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸಿ ಸಾಕಲ್ವಾ? ಕಲ್ಪಿತನ ನೋಡಿ
ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಫೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರ ಜೆರಾಕ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಫ್ರೀ ಅಂತ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫ್ರೀ ಅಂತ ಇಡಲ್ಲ ಜಿಎಸ್ಟಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ ಜಿಎಸ್ಟಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ರಿಚ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದು ಜಿಎಸ್ಟಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್
ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಒಂದು ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ
ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೌತ್ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಪೇಜಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ
ಈಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅದೇನು ಅಂತ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಏನು ವರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೌತ್ ಈಗ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಇದೇ ಥರ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಟೀಚರ್ಗಳೇ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅದರ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಏನು ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡೋದು ಈಗ ರೇಷನ್
ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಕಾಲೇಜುಗಳಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ
ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬರೀ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಟೂ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೊಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಜನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತು ಅನೇಕ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಸೊ ಈಗ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಸಿ. ಇದು ಅದು ಅಪೇಕ್ಷ ಹೆಂಚ ಈ ಒಂದು ಈಗ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋಣ, 4 ಜನ ಇದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ 4 ಜನ ಇದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ, ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರು ಒಂಚೂರು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ತೀರಾ ಇದು ತಂದು ಸಹಿತ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಯಾರು ಒಬ್ರು ಯಾಕೆ ನೀನು ಇವತ್ತು ಉಳಿದವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಾಳೆ ಅಂತ
ಊರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ.
ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಾರಣ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಬಂಕ್ ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳು, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬೈಕ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೇಕು? ಏನಿದು? ಸರಿ ಸರಿ. ಮುಂದೆ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್
ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕಾ?
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Morning. I'm happy to see you here. I did prefer to arrange the alternatives.
Sure, sir. Because of public service exam yesterday, I was,
I can understand. enjoy with our students.
Sure, sir.
Probably I may leave very early because tomorrow morning, tomorrow, today afternoon I am going to Europe.
Oh,
Probably I will leave by 11:30 or so. That's
Okay.
why I thought that I would come to you before.
no issue, sir. You can proceed, sir. Already you told me that you are planning for it. No issue, sir. No worries, sir.
Okay, thank you so much.
A very good morning from Lord Messenger. I'm Chitra Hegde, Assistant Professor, Department of Nutrition, Shraddha Vilas College, Mysore. I take this opportunity to welcome you all to the class technical session. Firstly, I would like to welcome today's resource person, Dr. M. Arul, Professor and Head Department of Business Administration, Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu. I welcome you, sir. I would like to welcome our beloved principal, Dr. M. Vedika, to this technical session. I welcome you, ma'am. I welcome Professor Satyanarayana, Dean, Department of Finance and Business Administration, Tata Vilas College. I welcome you, sir. I also welcome Dr. Jyoti A.N., HOD, Department of Finance and Business Administration, Shraddha Vilas College, Mysuru. I welcome you, ma'am. Thank you. I take this opportunity to welcome all the participants to the final session. I also welcome faculty members and technical team to this virtual platform. Once again, welcome you all. Thank you.
Now I request Rahul sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, to introduce our today's resource person presentation.
Good morning, everyone. I am Rahul, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce and Business Administration, Southern College, Mysuru. It is my honor to introduce our next resource person, Dr. M. Arul, Professor and Head, Department of Business Administration, Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu. He has pursued his post-graduation in MBA and obtained PhD and is specialized in the field of marketing, human resource management, and management information system. He has 30 years of teaching and research experience. He has attended 21 national and 12 international conferences, 24 seminars, 10 workshops, and 6 symposiums. He has also conducted 7 seminars and 5 workshops. He has also published 5 national and 19 international journals. I once again welcome you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you sir for your brief introduction of our agency. Arun sir, now I request to take over the session.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. No, when I shared the screen, there was some technical issue. That is why I think hope you are able to hear me.
So you are audible, but the presentation is not visible.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Actually, I have shared the PPT in the mail, ma'am. Can you share that?
Sure, sir.
Because I am not able to share it.
So you can make the PPT, I'll share the screen.
I have already mailed you, ma'am.
So PPT is shared. So the PPT is shared, you can start the presentation. So your mic is mute.
I welcome all of you for this presentation, and I thank Professor Satyanarayana, Dean, Department of Commerce, Sarla College, Mysuru, the Principal Dr. N. Devika, and the Organizing Secretary Dr. Jyoti, Head of Department, Department of Commerce, for giving me an opportunity. And I'm very much pleased to have this wonderful opportunity. So now I am going to present regarding the ethical issues in research. Hope I am audible.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, brother. So ethics, nowadays, all of us, though we have the ethical responsibility, both the scholars as well as the research supervisors, and none of them they follow the ethics. That is why there are some issues in the research. Researchers, for joining the research, they show much interest, and when they're after joining the research, they are not showing the same interest and involvement in research. That is why there are various issues. So I think the organizers have given me an opportunity to talk about the ethical issues in research. So, next line. Regarding the definition of ethics, it is a methodology or perspective in making sound and right decisions pertaining to actions to be taken and analysis of intricate problems and issues. Actually, each and all the professional people they have the ethics. They have to follow the ethics, but they are not following. For example, if you take the doctors, lawyers, auditors, all these people, they don't follow the ethics. Next slide, ma'am. Whereas in research, all the researchers, they are supposed to follow the ethics. The researchers, they have to keep in mind what is their responsibility and what are the things they have to follow. And committing misconduct while seeking knowledge and truth and respecting and protecting the rights of the respondents. It also promotes essential value that help researchers to have a common understanding and work on a topic harmoniously. And it also draws out public trust. We have to promote the aim of research, values that are essential to collaborative, moral and social values. So all the ethical and legal issues has to be taken care. And regarding the research ethics principles, there should be some integrity. We have to follow the integrity, and we have to keep the confidentiality. Whatever data is being collected from the respondents, data should be used only for academic and research purpose. the confidentiality should be maintained and we should be honest. And the objectivity of the research should be followed. And the beneficence should be used. And we have to maintain the privacy. It should not be disclosed to others. Justice, openness, autonomy, confidentiality, and also the responsibility. So, for each and everything, there is both good and bad. So, we have to take it in the right sense, the positive sense. That is expected from every researcher. And there are 7 areas of scientific dishonesty. First one is the plagiarism. Everyone, see, that is why the University Graduate Commission said that all the research scholars are taking a paper while they are doing the research. They have to write a paper called ethics, research and publication ethics as a compulsory because to avoid plagiarism. See, that is using the others' work without acknowledging their contribution. If you use somebody's work, we have to acknowledge that. If you are acknowledging and if you mention that we are using others' work, then it is not a problem. But without acknowledging and by hiding others' name, if you use a work, then it is called as plagiarism. That is the main issue which is faced nowadays by almost all the researchers. And fabrication and falsification. See, there is slight difference between fabrication and falsification. Fabrication is nothing but making up some results and just hook up it. That is hooking up of stories as if what would be the intention to make it as positive or make it as negative. According, it is like bias. It may not be true, but we fabricate things. And falsification is actually manipulated. For example, the sample size is 500. We just take 50 samples and we say it is 500. That is called as fabrication. So this is generally the problem with many researchers because the respondents may not respond and they may not give the acquired data or information because they may say that there is no time, they are running out of time or they are very busy, and that is why all this fabrication and falsification happens. Next, non-publication of data, and another issue is non-publication. So data not encoded in research because they don't support the desired outcome. So we collect some data, but we don't publish them. That is another issue in research. We gather a lot of information, but we don't use it. And next one, it is faulty data. That is the data which we require may not be correctly recorded. Whereas we record some incorrect data or the information which may not be adequate or related to our research. So that is because many researchers nowadays they use convenience sampling. Actually, convenience sampling is convenience of the researcher. But actually, when we go for research, actual research, there are many difficulties. But in spite of difficulties, if you are following the correct method of collecting the data, then the sample will be the true representation of the population or universe. But what happens is, because we don't have time and because we don't have the patience to collect the data, we collect data, or whoever is responding, we collect the data from them, and that data may not be accurate or it may be the faulty data which has been gathered by faulty procedures. That is another issue in research. Next. And poor data storage and retention. See, whenever we collect the data should be recorded properly and it should be stored and it should be used for future purposes. But what happens is, nowadays we have the virus. See, pen drive, sometimes the pen drive will be affected by virus and that we may not be able to retrieve the data. Even in the case of computers or laptops, that won't use electronic devices. Whenever we use such data and which is not ours, for example, using others' pen drive, others' laptop, we have to be very cautious. And in case it is affected by virus, the entire storage device will go, and we may not be able to retrieve the data. That is another reason for problems in the research. So what happens? The respondent, instead of collecting the data, they go for available information. That is misleading authorship. So others' information may be used as their own information, and they may claim as they are the author of others' data. That is misleading authorship. That is another issue in the research. Next. Sneaky publication practices. See, for the publication of thesis or dissertation, see, the researcher and generally the research supervisor, the research committee members, doctoral committee members, all they have to sit together and they have to discuss, and after that, they say for the recommendations of that, the publication of thesis or dissertation should be done. But what happens is sometimes there used to be a bias or dual publication. That is, the same article may be published in two different journals. That becomes an issue. We cannot claim that also. So the same article should not be published in multiple journals. Once the article is published in a journal, it should not be repeated to other journals. So that is called as dual publication. And regarding the technical issues, copyright. See, whenever we are using the generally, for example, if you take the case of questionnaire, whenever you for collecting the data, we use questionnaires. Sometimes we prepare new one. Sometimes we use others' questionnaire, especially for example, if you are doing your research regarding consumer behavior and various psychological issues, we have some standard questionnaires. So when we are using those questionnaires, we have to use get the copyright, or we have to get the permission from those, or we have to acknowledge them that we are using as questionnaire. If without quoting the reference, and if we don't get the permission, then it is also called as a plagiarism, or that becomes ethical issues, copyright issues. Even regarding the use of animals, whenever we have science, they generally use animals for research. That also we have to reduce the least number of animal subjects, and also any harm is not being done, and any replacement options has to be explored. Or else the Human Rights Commission and social activities, they will come against us because we are misusing the welfare of the animals. Next. And regarding the research ethics, the participants of the research, they have to directly involve in the research. As a researcher, they should personally do the research, and if you use some research assistants or others, you should pay them so that they are also actively involved in the research. If you don't pay them, they may not actually collect accurate data, and they will fabricate and falsificate, and which may affect our career. So whenever a researcher is doing research, he has to directly involve, and he has to be very honest, sincere, dedicated, and fair enough. So that is what is expected from all the researchers. And regarding the human rights, see, whenever we are doing research, we have to see the rights. There is the participation of the respondents, then the right to inform and get the consent of the respondents, and the right to be protected from any sort of harm, confidentiality, right to anonymity, and also some people may hesitate. So if they are not interested, we should allow them not to participate in the research. And also some people they may accept and after that they may withdraw. If a person is withdrawing from the research, we have to accept that also because of their personal reasons. So all these are the rights in human rights in research. And regarding the falsification, fabrication, plagiarism, reviewing, see there are various drivers of misconduct in research. The competition of being, in publication among scholars as well as the guide. The failure of the research supervisor to educate the scholars on the nonsense of publications, and also the pressure from the supervisor to publish more number of articles. Nowadays, we are talking about UGC careless publications, purpose publications, Web of Science, XVR. So it depends upon the faculty. Generally, we arts and science or humanities, we restrict publications in national and international journals or UGC careless. Whereas if we talk about science faculty, they generally go for Web of Science. And whenever we compare the engineering faculties, they generally publish in NCR and IEEE and etc. So it depends upon the faculty we work also. I hope all the faculty members are from arts and science departments, and generally we among the researchers we compete, both the research supervisors as well as the scholars, we compete from among ourselves, and we fail to say whether the journal or original journals are cloned one. See, nowadays another issue is faced with the researchers is who clone journals. They may not be the actual or real journal. Whenever we search for a journal, some cloned thing come, we pay them and we may publish. And we may think that it is an original journal, but it may be a clone journal. It may not be accepted and it may not be indexed. Then publishing in a proper journal may not be accepted because it is not indexed and it is a clone one. So that is another issue in the research. And also some personal reasons to get promotions or job, the lack of support from supervisors, family members, generally, the researchers, whenever they join for the research, they show much interest. After that, whenever they are doing the title, fixation of title, before fixing the title, even if it takes 6 months or 1 year or 1.5 years, it is not an issue. But once the title is finalized, then if you want to change the title, almost in all the institutions and universities, change the title, then again you will be asked to work in a new title for at least 1 year. That is the issue. So what happens? The researchers, they don't want to change the title. But they may not involve in the actual research process also. That is where the problem comes. The problem arises. So they may not get support from the supervisor, support from the family members, and etc. And also the lack of mechanism to monitor analytical practices by scholars or the research supervisors. And the propensity to publish coming down with the age factor, personal pride, analytical guide or mentors. And lack of adequate support of the institution. See, generally the institution in which they are created, it may be a college, it may be a university, self-financing institutions, and they may not have the adequate number of library facilities, journals, track volumes, softwares, equipments, or computer data analysis tools, etc. And the deadline may be very short. So within a short period, they may not be have, or within a short period, they may be interested to have the result, quick result, or the refusal of the organization to give permission to collect the data from it. So generally, whenever we go for the public sector organization or any private sector also, they may refuse to give permission for doing research. Especially nowadays, that is why PhD is becoming very difficult. And sometimes the scholars also may lack the knowledge about the theme of the research. The supervisors mistreatment of scholars. All these are some of the issues. Next one. And the various forms of ethical misconduct, fictitious reference, manipulation of sampling technique, manipulation of size of the sample. So, as I told you, many researchers they use convenience sampling, but convenience sampling it is not a probability method. It is a non-probability method of sampling. There lies the problem, and also the size, sample size. Generally, we have to use any method or a formula to use to identify the sample size. It depends upon the population of the universe. So, if the population is unknown, then for that also there are various formulas or references to be used for calculating the size of the sample, and also not entering the subject and manipulation of response of subjects interview. As I told you, sometimes we may collect 100 samples and we may say that we have collected 400 samples. And the recording fake data, the permission for data collected is denied. So, if we don't get a permission, we may collect the data from some other source and we may say that we collected from that particular institution or organization. All these are some of the ethical misconduct. Then authorship conflict. Say sometimes it is a general acceptance that the scholar, research supervisor, both the name or there in the articles whenever you go for publications. But sometimes inclusion of non-contributing person in the research article, there comes the problem. So the third author, whose name is to be used, whether the 4 researchers or the research advisory committee members or doctoral committee members or other people, there lies the problem. And also the exclusion of genuine contributors to the research paper. So one person might have worked, but his name may not be in the article. Question from the guide to include him as the first author or as a sole author in the research paper. Sometimes this also occurs. Unauthorized inclusion of someone as contributor in the research paper published without the approval. Then plagiarism issues. So nowadays, they are asking for checking of plagiarism, and it should be less than 10%. Only then the article as well as the dissertation or thesis will be accepted for submission. So whenever the percentage of plagiarism is more than 10%, we have to rework or redo that entire. Then verbatim copying the work of others without giving credit and citing it as one's own idea. This is also happening. So whenever we are using a reference or review of literature, we should not copy the text as such. We have to rewrite according to our objective and methodology. Then depth of ideas, concepts, models of others by rephrasing the content of research work without giving credit to the original author. This also happens. All these are some of the issues in authorship. Next one. I told you about duplicate publications. That is, sending the same research paper to many journals just by rephrasing the content of the article or changing the title of the research work. This is not accepted. And whenever the researchers or the supervisors or any when we are going for any job placement or for promotion, if the article is same and if it is published in more than one journal, we will not accept it. Manipulation of statistical results to fit in desired findings by adding, reducing, omitting, fabricating of tables, diagrams, writing pieces for someone else, adoption of such instrument of original designer without giving due credit, publishing in predictive journals, branding others, uh, manipulation of results, developing research by imaginary data, all these consider the ethical issues. Consequences of unethical practice. So the violators may face disciplinary action, revocation of degrees awarded, debarring supervisors from guidance, damage to the reputation of the scholar, supervisor, and sponsoring organization, loss of reliability and validity. See, nowadays, I think UGC, they are very much strict in these aspects. So, if you are using unethical practices and any violators are being found, strict action is being taken against both the researcher as well as the research supervisors. And the research supervisors may not be able to continue his guidance as a research guide, and the scholars, he may not continue his research. Likewise, strict action is being taken by the organizations. And regarding addressing the misconduct of ethical practices, scholars should acquire thoroughly knowledge of the theme of research, practices, writing of articles, review, teaching them the rules of footnotes, citations, and ethical guide. He should also consult with the various organizations, depositories, and the area researchers, and they should get the permission to get the data from the organization before choosing the organization or fixing the title. The guide and the supervisors should sit and review the progress periodically in addition to the periodic review of RSC meeting or PRC meetings. And strict guidelines should be given to the researchers for qualifying to submit the research reports. So, choice of ethical guide who is familiar with the topics of research should be chosen. Say, for example, if you take commerce management, some people will be very interested in marketing, some will be interested in HR, some will be interested in system or NIS. So we have to choose the area of specialization according to the guide or the researcher. So both should have a compatibility. If that doesn't happen, then there comes the problem. For example, I am specialized in marketing and finance, and if I get a scholar in finance, generally I refuse because I am not well versed in finance. Even I may not accept to evaluate the thesis which has been done in finance. So that ethics should be followed. Whereas without knowing certain areas of topics, if you guide or if you evaluate, there comes the problem. That is unethical practice. So we have to consult with the research repositories to check the reputation of titles, research by area researcher. Apply for permission to get data from organization officially and convince the organization of utility of the research. And guide and supervisor should sit and review the progress periodically, in addition to the periodical review of research, RSC meetings. Institutions should put in place strict guidelines to researchers for following the dispute practices. So, So based on the ethical issues and research, so the researchers, irrespective of the domain, arts, commerce, management, they have to see before choosing the area of research, area of research, research supervisor, they should have some skill work. They should work for at least a few months. Then they have to discuss with many people, experts, pioneers in the field. Then they have to choose the area of research and the type of research. So all the researchers, they may not be familiar or with all the areas of research. To be personally, I'm not familiar with finance. If it is marketing or HR, I will help you. So similarly, since we know a person, we should not do a research in the domain in which he is not there. There comes the problem or issues. So with this, I thank the institution, Sarva Class College, for giving me an opportunity to talk about the concerns of ethics in research. I thank the principal, I thank the dean, Professor Satyanarayana, I thank the Hera department, Dr. Jodi, for giving me this nice opportunity. Any questions, I'm very glad to respond.
If you have any questions, you can post in the chat box.
Thank you so much, Professor. We enjoyed the session. Very good input you are given to the researchers. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Sure, sir. Please be after that.
Just a second, sir, we are waiting for the principal to join the meeting.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, no issues.
So, Umesh sir, it's a background. Umesh sir, our meeting results. All are good. Okay. So, with the meeting schedule and understanding, so now I'm give us an actually remark conversations.
Thank you. In fact, the whole program has went on well. All 5 days and totally around 6 professors presented from many places, from Bangalore, from, as you know, from Tamil Nadu and outside as well. Thank you. Very good participation was there. 90 plus was there from the outside, and our faculty members of here, around 20 members are there. Yeah. So we had a very good session, and for all these credit goes to the mainly from the resource persons who have accepted and adjusted their scheduled plans to suit to our convenience. And really, I personally thank you for all the resource persons, especially right now we are facing the Professor Arul with us, and special thanks to Professor Arul. In fact, first I contacted Arul only because he has some fine candidates also. So thank you to all resource persons, and also personally I want to thank to our technical staff, two persons, technical staff, one Mr. Vijay and another Mr. Arvind. Arvind has gone through us, operating supporting the technical and our faculty members also are supported. Personally, I thank all of you. And all these credits, basically, the resource person does presented, and we have got the very good feedback in each technical sections. And now, for this technical session, we are ready to get the feedback. And for all the technical sessions, we get a very good feedback. And we want to have personal contact and offline discussion with the sir. Probably we will arrange because you are not very far from Mysore. It's a very small distance and compared to many other places. I think we will make in the month of July or September, we will have a discussion, especially for our faculty members. So thank you so much. Thank you. And we also pleased to visit your organizations whenever it is required. Even my faculty members or myself for any time. It's programs are going on. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me an opportunity, and also thank you for accommodating my change of session also. Because suddenly public service commission exam was organized yesterday. I was still wait for the last 3 days. Thanks one and all, especially the principal, the dean, Professor Satyanarayana, the Yogi, the entire department, and all the participants for actively participating in this international degree program. Thank you. Thanks, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I will switch. Asha Ram, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce and Business Administration, to express code of thanks.
Good morning, Honorable. I am Asha K.C., Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce and Business Administration. It's my great honor to render vote of thanks. Firstly, I would like to thank today's resource person, Dr. M. Arul, Professor and HOD, Department of Business Administration, Annapolis University, Tamil Nadu. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
I thank our Honorable Secretary, Sir, Shri N. Chandrasekhar, for his encouragement in conducting this program. Thank you, sir. I thank our beloved principal, Dr. M. Devika, for her continued support for the department activities. Thank you, ma'am. I thank our respected Dean, Sir, Satyanarayana, who is the backbone of this NGP program. Thank you, sir. I extend my wholehearted thanks to Dr. Jyoti A.N., HOD, Department of Commerce and Business Administration. Thank you, ma'am. I thank all the faculty members, technical team, and the non-teaching staff who have given their wholehearted support in making this program a grand success. Thank you, Ananda. Now, it's time to thank all our participants without whom this FTP would not have been successful. Thank you, Ananda. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I would say if you are done, you can exit the meeting.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
So yeah, today's feedback has been provided in chat box. And kindly use for the participants to the feedback link. And the certificate will be generated in the one week of the session. By next week, all the participants will be getting this video. Thanks for the participation throughout the session. And kindly use the feedback link. The link is provided in the chat box. And today's video